Good morning, or whenever you're watching this video. Here I am, and today I want to speak about emotions and movement and how they are connected, because they are very, very connected. And I just finished my morning practice on our rooftop in the sun, and it was very lovely. And every time I move my body, I get to release some of the excess energy that's still blocked inside my body. So there's a lot to know about emotions that most people don't really understand, because we don't get taught that when we are young. We don't get taught as children what happens when we have emotions that move through us. Most of the time what we receive from our caretakers or parents is some kind of instructions to stop our emotional flow, because our parents are as immature emotionally as we are now, and maybe more. And what they often do is that they get uncomfortable around the feelings of our really strong expressed emotions. So when there's a child that is maybe angry or sad, there's a contraction happening in the parent, so the parent starts to put onto the child the same emotional restriction, the same emotional restrictive coat, straitjacket in a way, and the child starts to adopt that and continues the cycle of emotional immaturity, because we're not taught how emotions move inside of our bodies, how they start to rise, and what we actually need to do with them in order to become more emotionally mature. It's not really that difficult. The only real difficulty about it is that there's a lot of resistance to movement once an emotion starts getting hold of you. So when, for example, anger rises, we have this chronic contraction mechanisms in our body that want to make us like that, and want to make us retreat, or want to make us punch something, but kind of in a really harmful way. And what I am sharing and teaching, and it's one of my great passions to share about emotional maturity and how we can come in harmony with our emotions, come in harmony with our body, start moving with it rather than contracting, rather than resisting the flow of life that wants to come through us. There's this intrinsic strange notion, even in the spiritual world at the moment, in the people who teach, that we are not our bodies, we are not our emotions. There's a withdrawing from that energy, and a casting it, an enemy making of the emotions. But emotions are inside of you, they're in your body, and all they want is to be moved. It's like holding a glass of water out in front of you, and imagine this is your glass with lots of emotions inside of them, and you're just holding it. Now imagine you holding this for 1 year. It's gonna be really painful in your arm and your rest of your body. Instead of just drink it, let it move through you, and let it release through you again, and it will be gone. So the theory behind it, there's a lot of theory behind it, which I won't all go into. But if you're interested in the theory, and if you're interested in actually getting emotionally initiated, I am going to do another emotional release initiation on the World Tantra Festival this weekend. That's actually, at the moment, it's starting. So if you're wanting to come, I'm going to do it on Saturday at 16:30. It's a really beautiful offering, and you really learn to move your body. But for this video, and for you to learn about yourself, there is this initial resistance to movement when emotions come up, when you feel sad, anger, whatever, all of these emotions, even joy. Sometimes we're not allowing ourselves to actually be as big as we can be when joy is moving through us, and we just want to dance and give this emotion expression. This is all because we've had put a cap on top of our emotional bodies since we are young, and we have this contracted emotions inside of us that just they swirl inside of our bellies like in a dark black sea, and really what they want is just to come out, just to be released. It's just energy in motion, emotion, energy in motion. So once you know that there is this initial resistance, and then when the feeling comes, you move through the resistance and you do it anyway. You open your arms, for example, when sorrow comes and grief, and you open your arms and shake your chest and just allow a wail to come out, and allow and just allow that to flow out of you. Even if you just kind of give yourself a little bit into a theatrical moment with that, it will come, because the grief wants to leave, rather than what most of us do when we're sad. We just want to contract and go into a little corner, and you know what, when you do that, the emotion doesn't actually leave you. It keeps staying with you in this and you feel pity for yourself, rather than saying, okay, God, I'm ready. I offered this grief up to you because I know it is not me, and please take it from me. So there are many of these tools and many of these ways of how we can learn to become more emotionally mature. But the number one rule is that when you feel a charge, when you feel your body in this reactive mode that isn't your true essence, when you feel like, I need to fix this, I need to do something right now I need to talk to this person, send this email, do something, when you feel that urge, I urge you to step back, to take a breath, and see what movement you actually need to do right now before you go into any mental activity, before you go into any mental construct or idea of response. Move the energy, the excess hot energy that is moving inside of you, that is stuck inside your cells, and liberate it so that you can free yourself from this energy that's going to cloud your vision. It's like these clouds that are right in front of your face, and when you part them, you get to see and you get to be clearer, and then your loved ones, who often get to see you in the spaces of the immature emotional, like when you're emotionally immature, right? We hurt our loved ones, we tell them things that we didn't really want to tell them, we let the anger come over us. So when you have moved that excess energy, we get out of the idea of, or we get out of this habit of throwing our garbage, our internal garbage, at the feet of our loved ones, or even the people that you might have conflict with. You don't have to unload your shit to them. It is not necessary. And when we do that, when we cut the cord, when we cut the habitual perpetuation of violence that is even in our small lives, doesn't matter if you have it's not a war, but it is a war. It is a small war every time you go into that reactive mode. Every time you allow yourself to throw your garbage, or to manipulate because you're not taking care of your own inner being. Every time you do that, we are creating a little war. And every time we cut and take care of ourselves, take care of our own emotions, take care of our self-love, we can come back to peace. And that is a little gift and offering of peace to the world. And what greater thing can we do today in this time and age where there's so much separation, so much violence, so much pain, so much of it, than to take care of the little wars inside of ourselves, the little separations inside of ourselves, and bring ourselves back to love, bring ourselves back to being able to hold ourselves, being able to love ourselves deeply. So this is my tip for today. If you're feeling in any kind of emotional distress, move it, dance it, express it in art. Find a way to move this energy outside of you and make it beautiful. Gabrielle Roth once said, and she's the famous 5 rhythms dance teacher, she said to a student who came to her and said, "Oh, Gabrielle, I have so much horrible things happening in my life. This has happened and this has happened. My partner has left me, blah, 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 blah." So he kept going on about all the horrible things. And then she said, "Great. I expect amazing art from you. So let this fuel that lives inside of you, let these emotions, that is fuel in its purest, most animalistic form, let it transform through your body into an orgasmic expression of your aliveness. When you use your emotions rather than shut them down and keep them hidden and blocked inside your belly and your arms and your chest and everywhere, when you let them move, when you let them dance through you, you become alive. You become a transmitter, you become connected to everything around you, because this energy is nothing but you. This energy is God. This energy is just a more physical form of your consciousness moving through you. So dance, move, enjoy, and if you want to learn more about emotional initiation, if you want to know more about how you can integrate any kind of emotions into your daily life and release them on the spot with very simple techniques, then please come to the next emotional release initiation that I'm going to do on the One World Tantra Festival. And we're also going to do some other things. Simon's going to do something about self-pleasure. I'm going to do a genital meditation, and a lot of other facilitators are going to do awesome things. So please come sign up. I'm going to put the link in the comments, and I love you so much. I wish you a wonderful weekend as you're going into this Friday, and I'm sending you with this wish that you feel empowered by your emotions through using them, through moving them, through breathing into your aliveness, into your heart, into your belly, into everything that's right, pulsating through you. Keep breathing, keep moving, keep loving, and see you when I see you. Ciao, ciao.